Hello children, good morning. Today we will discuss about a new chapter, electrochemistry, okay, or electrolysis. Okay. Today we will start chapter electrolysis, right? Electrolysis chapter is all about the process of electrolysis. Electrolysis. Let us understand first what is electrolysis. Okay, the term electrolysis is consist of two words, electro and lysis. It is consist of two words, electro plus lysis, right? The term electro means electricity or flow of electron. It means flow of electron or electricity, while lysis means breakdown or separation, right? So how electrolysis can be defined as? Electrolysis can be defined as separation of different ion present in an ionic compound by passage of electric current, or you can say electrolysis is a process by which, by passing of electric current, an ionic substance break down into ions and allow the electric current to pass through it, right? Finally, it means bringing about a change in a substance by passage of electric current. Okay, in a very simple way, electrolysis can be defined as bringing about chemical change. The definition I'm writing here, bringing about a chemical change. Bringing about a chemical change in a substance by passage of electric current. What is electrolysis? Electrolysis is a process which brings chemical change in a substance by passage of electric current, right? Now let us understand what is the meaning of passage of electric current, right? See, many substances allow electricity to pass through them and many do not. What I told, many substances allow electric current to pass through them and many do not. It has also been found that all the substances allowing passage of electric current do not undergo chemical change. What I told you all, many substances allow electric current to pass through them. It has been also observed that all the substances which allow the electric current to pass through them, they do not undergo chemical change. Means substance is of two types. Number one, the substance which by passing electric current. Brings chemical change. And number two is a type of substance which pass the electric current but do not undergo chemical change. Right? Okay. So for example, most metallic elements like copper, aluminium, iron and all the alloys, whether in the solid state or in the molten state, allow electric current to pass through them without undergoing any chemical change. Means if we talk about type 2 substance, type 2 substance means which allow the electric current to pass through them but do not undergo any chemical change. For example, metallic element copper, aluminium, iron. Either in molten state or in solid state, they allow electric current to pass through them but do not undergo any chemical change. Therefore, metals and alloys are called conductor. We got a new term here, conductor. So conductor is a type of substance which passes electric current through them, like metal. And the substance which do not passes electric current through them is known as non-conductor. Non-conductor, like non-metals. I hope you understood the meaning of conductor and non-conductor. What is electrolysis process, right? Clear? Now, some chemical compounds behave differently when electric current is passed through them as compared to metallic element, right? Some compounds conduct electric current in aqueous state or in molten state but not in solid state. Okay? Not in solid state and are decomposed by passage of electric current. Okay? For example, the passage of electric current through the solution of copper chloride, which decomposes to copper metal and chlorine. Such chemical compounds which conduct electric current in the molten or aqueous state are called as electrolyte. What I told you all, some chemical compound behave differently as compared to metallic element. They passes electric current in aqueous solution state or in the molten state. Okay, but do not in the solid state. For example, I have given you all solution of copper chloride. Okay, when electric current is passed through copper chloride solution, it decomposes into copper and chlorine, and such kind of compounds are known as electrolyte. So how electrolyte can be defined as chemical compound which in aqueous solution state or in molten state passes electric current through them and brings chemical change is known as electrolyte. Whatever definition I am telling you, try to note into the notebook. Okay, what I told, chemical compound which passes electric current into aqueous solution state or molten state and decomposes into the respective elements known as electrolytes. Example I have given you all, copper chloride undergo decomposition in presence of electric current to produce copper and chlorine. The substance which decomposes by passing of electric current through them in molten or aqueous solution state known as electrolytes. Okay, and some compounds do not conduct electric current at all, whether in the solid state or in aqueous solution state. They are called as non-electrolytes. So one more term we got here, non-electrolyte. Non-electrolytes are the chemical compound which do not undergo any chemical change which do not passes electric current at all in any circumstances, whether in the solid state or molten state or in aqueous solution state, and such kind of compounds are known as non-electrolytes. So the compounds, or you can say the chemical compounds which do not passes electric current through them at all in any circumstances, whether it is in aqueous solution state, molten state or in the solid state, are known as non-electrolytes. For example, sugar solution. For example, sugar solution. Right? So sugar solution, non-electrolytes. I told you all electrolytes are those substances which passes electric current in molten or in aqueous solution state and brings about chemical change. Right? While non-electrolytes are the substances which at all in any circumstances do not conduct electric current. Right? For example, sugar solution. I hope you understood the meaning of electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Right? Okay. Now we will try to understand the difference between metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. Whatever we studied till now, we got two type of conductor, metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. Okay, so let us understand what is the difference between metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. This topic more oftenly asked in examination. And electrolytic conductor. So till now, whatever we studied, from there we can conclude that metallic conductor is all about flow of current. Flow of current consists of single stream of electron flowing from the negative pole to positive pole. So here flow of electric current takes place due to the stream of electron flowing from the negative pole to positive pole. Okay, so here conduction takes place due to flow of electron. Right? And here conduction takes place due to conduction takes place due to flow of ions. Okay, positive ions move toward negative electrode and negative ions move toward positive electrode. Okay, now point number 2. Metallic conductivity is the property of metals and alloys. Okay, here metallic conductor is only possible in metals and alloys. While electrolytic conductor is possible in electrovalent compound. Okay, electrovalent compound. Right? Point number 3. Metals, both in solid and liquid state, are good conductor of electricity. While if we talk about electrolytes are good conductor only in the aqueous solution or in molten state. Okay, not in solid state. So metallic conduction can take place in solid as well as in liquid state, while this electrolytic conduction is only possible in aqueous solution state or in molten state. Right? Molten state. Okay. In case of metallic conductor, there is no any chemical change. Okay, no chemical change takes place here in metallic conductor. No chemical change. While in electrolytic conductor, chemical change takes place. Chemical change takes place. Takes place. This is difference between metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. Once we can revise it. Okay, metallic conductor is all about flow of electron, while electrolytic conductor is all about flow of ions. Okay, metals and alloys. This is possible. Metallic conductor is in metals and alloys, while electrolytic conductor is in electrovalent compound, right? See, this metallic conductor, or you can say metallic conduction, is possible in solid state or liquid state, while electrolytic conduction is possible in aqueous solution state or in molten state. Whenever metallic conduction takes place, it do not involve any chemical change, while in electrolytic conduction it involve chemical change, right? So again, some important terms I would like to remind you all. Whatever I discussed today, it is electrolysis. So what is electrolysis? It is the process of decomposition of a chemical compound in aqueous solution or in molten state, accompanied by chemical change by using direct electric current. This definition you can note down in your notebook. Again I am repeating, it is the process of, I am talking about electrolysis. Electrolysis. What is electrolysis? Again I am revising this. Electrolysis means it is the process of decomposition of a chemical compound in aqueous solution state or in molten state, accompanied by a chemical change by using direct electric current. Then after we discussed what is electrolytes. What is electrolytes? Electrolytes are compound which either in aqueous solution or in molten state allow electric current to pass through them. Okay, electrolytes are molten salt solution of salt in water. They are molten salts or solution of salts in water, right? They also includes solution of acids and alkalis. So electrolytes may be molten salts, it may be aqueous solution of substance, aqueous solution of salts, as well as it may be solution of acids and alkalis, right? Clear? Let us see some example of electrolytes. Example of electrolytes. First we will try to see example of acids which behave as electrolytes, like sulfuric acid, H2SO4, HNO3, H3PO4, HCl. They are the acids which act as an electrolyte. Bases, we can see some example of bases which behave as electrolytes: sodium hydroxide, NaOH, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, calcium hydroxide. Okay, salt, we can see salt which behave as an electrolyte, salts like NaCl, copper sulfate, lead bromide. Okay, lead bromide. They behave as a electrolytes. Okay, so electrolytes further can be classified as strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Okay, electrolytes are of two types: strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes, right? And this classification I would like to provide you or in the next video, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much.